Welcome to the channel, guys. We are back for another fragrance rotation, and today I'm going to talk about what I wore last week, so stay tuned for that. And if you liked the video, hit that like and subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Now, on Wednesday, I wore Bergamust by Gallagher Fragrances. This is one that I have an upcoming review of, so I'm not going to talk about it too much here. But this is a really great bergamot fragrance, very uplifting. It has a very nice, unique ocean mist kind of a vibe that gives it this really fresh, uplifting sea breeze vibe. Really do enjoy this one. Definitely becoming one of my favorite from the house, and I will be talking about that one soon, so stay tuned for that video. On Thursday, I wore Gorse. I've talked about this one a few times. It's a very nice Virgin Island water inspiration. I find this one is a little bit heavier on the coconut. It has this really nice, creamy, smooth coconut in the dry down that's actually coming from the gorse flower, so there is no coconut in this at all. The gorse flower just happens to smell like coconut. And so I really enjoy this one. It smells very nice, beautiful punchy lime in the beginning, and then it dries down into probably one of the best coconuts that I've gotten my nose on. So that is what I wore on Thursday. If you do get the chance to try out Gorse, I would recommend getting your nose on. On Friday, I wore Luna Paradisa, which is an inspiration of Moonlight in Heaven by Kilian, and this is from Genre Parfums. I do like this one a lot, and I do think it's very faithful to the original creation. So this has that really nice sort of coconutty, kind of baked good vibe going on with the really nice note of the rice. And the rice gives me this really strong memories of drinking like rice drinks when I've been either in Japan or in Asia, which I really actually was very surprised how much I like them. Actually, I'm remembering now, I had one recently at a Korean restaurant, and you know what, they taste really good. They're just kind of ricey but sweet, and this has that sort of vibe to it in the undertones, and I really enjoy that a lot. So I'm definitely going to be doing a full review of the original and also comparison of this with Moonlight in Heaven, but that probably won't be for a little while. But I will just say definitely enjoy this one, and it is quite close to the original. Saturday, I wore Galloway by Parfums de Marly. This is one that I actually kind of surprised I forgot to put it on my summer list for niche fragrances. This is such a nice, fresh, clean, uplifting fragrance, and I really love the citrusy tones this has, and it adds quite a bit to the very clean, very nice musk. This also has a really nice and interesting pepper note, which adds a little bit of complexity to an otherwise fairly straightforward fragrance, which is citrus and musk. I think this is a really great one for the summer. It's also nice for the office because it just has this really nice, clean, fresh smell. And it's one that's easy to pull off. I think this is one that's not really going to offend anyone. I really do enjoy this one. I'm probably going to pick up a bottle sometime in the future. Not quite yet, but sometime in the future. Definitely going to have to get this one. It's one of my favorites from the house. Really enjoy it. So Galloway is also one that isn't talked about a ton when people talk about Parfums de Marly, but I think it's really one of these ones that people are sleeping on. Very versatile, great for the spring and summer, good for a lot of different situations. This can be very casual or very formal. Really do love this one. So if you haven't checked this one out, I would recommend you get your nose on this one to see if you like it as much as I do. The only thing I would say is that I actually didn't like this the first time I wore it, which is why I think it's always really important to wear things 2 or 3 times at least. Really give you a feel for it to really determine whether or not you actually like it. And especially when something comes high priced like a niche fragrance, it's a very good idea to do that. And I'm glad I gave this one a second chance because it just is so nice and works so well. I do like this one, and that is Parfums de Marly Galloway. Sunday, I pulled out Nomenclature Shiso, and this is one I really enjoy a lot. It has this really unique green vibe to it. So it is one of these fragrances that's very green, really heavily green, and it is sort of that traditional type of fragrance, but it's done in a completely different way. Very modern, very different, and very unique. It has this rhubarb note that's very prominent and is not really like anything else I've ever smelt. So I do enjoy this one a lot. I actually have a full review on this one. You should check it out. And this is one that is definitely being slept on by a lot of people. If you're looking for something that is nice and green and unique, this is definitely one you should get your nose on. You might like it. And I know that I've enjoyed wearing this, and I will probably wear it a few more times before the summer is out. That is what I wore on Sunday. Monday, I wore Gentle Fluidity Silver by MFK, and I actually just recently did a review on this one. I like it quite a lot. I think it's probably my favorite fragrance from the house so far. It has this really great juniper berry in the opening, really realistic, and actually in the opening it really feels like there's pine needles and you can see the juniper berries on the trees. Very realistic. Dries down to a very nice summery green, somewhat powdery fragrance for me, and it is very, very enjoyable. This is one that I think when I do buy something from MFK, this will probably be the first purchase that I make from them. So far, I really enjoy it, and I love the idea of how they did a silver and a gold, and they both have the exact same notes, but just blended differently, and they smell quite different. I think that's a brilliant idea. I'm glad somebody did that. I'm surprised actually that nobody thought of that earlier, because it's such a simple and yet smart thing to do. Anyways, I'll do a comparison between silver and gold sometime in the future, but for now I'll just say I do really enjoy this one. Very, very solid release from MFK, and if you haven't checked it out, do so. I finally ended the week with Acqua di Gio Absolute Instinct. And this is a really nice release from the house. Quite a bit different from the other ones. This is very woody and resinous. Kind of gives me this sort of walking along a rocky beach vibe. Seaweed on the rocks, wood on the beach, and it's very, very reminiscent of that kind of an oceanic smell. So it does certainly separate itself a lot from the other Acqua di Gio fragrances, and it is really nice. So I like this one probably at least as much as Profumo. I might like this one more. It's a really, really solid release, and if you like the Acqua di Gio line, you want something with a somewhat similar DNA, so this definitely has that sort of ocean breeze kind of vibe that Acqua di Gio has. But you want something more unique or different than what you're used to smelling with the original or even Profumo. This is a great choice. I do enjoy this one a lot. It has pretty damn good performance too. So this one lasts around 8 hours on my skin, and it really has this nice woody dry down. The one thing I'll say is you really do have to like the sort of seaweed vibe that it has going on, because if you don't, I think this is one that's going to become a little too much for a lot of people, because it does really have, like I said, that sort of imagery of being on a rocky beach with seaweed and wood on the beach, and it just kind of smells like what you would imagine from that. Anyways, that's what I wore this week, guys. What did you wear? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.